Hi, I'm HR with the Beta California, and this week's guest host on Biker Nation TV. I have with me Evan Oneto of the Russ Bogh for Senate campaign for the 37th District of the California Senate. Evan, would you care to introduce your candidate to the Biker Nation?
Thank you, Ray. Well, Russ Bogh was the assemblyman from the 65th Assembly District, which, as you can see, I have the 37th Senate District behind me. Russ's former district included Hemet, San Jacinto, Beaumont, Banning, Moreno Valley area. Our campaign headquarters is based out of Corona, here on the western side of the district, just on the eastern border of Orange County. But it spans all the way to the desert, including Palm Springs, Palm Desert, Rancho Mirage, Indian Wells, and La Quinta.
And Russ Bogh has always been, during his 6-year tenure as an assemblyman, was always a friend of the motorcyclist. He was active in getting the handlebar height changed and was very supportive of all our repeal legislation. And he has vowed to continue that in his work in the Senate. That's why we need to get him and other people like him in there. Evan, is there anything else you'd like to articulate on how Russ Bogh can be of benefit to the motorcycling public?
Well, yes. I think, considering our audience here, I think there's some key issues that motorcyclists should know about Russ. Russ was the assemblyman who authored the off-highway vehicle park in Riverside County. Unfortunately, it didn't pass. The administration was opposed to it. However, Russ has alluded to the fact that when he returns to the Senate, he'll be taking that up again. What it would have done was take green sticker funds appropriated from Riverside County and set aside a park in, I believe, the center part of the district, outside of Hemet area. It's really of the utmost importance, especially for bikers, is considering the transportation funds. Prop 42 funds were raided back in the 2003 Gray Davis budget, as you recall. Russ authored a bill that would have made that illegal for the state to do so. His opponent, John Benoit, was one of the ones that voted to raid $1.3 billion in road repair funds to give to social welfare spending.
We've yet to have even recouped those funds and get the.
Exactly.
Any of you that have been swallowed by a pothole ought to be a little bit up in arms about this issue.
Exactly. And lastly, I mean, the helmet law is probably the most important to bikers. It was a bill, I believe, in 2003 by Assemblyman Longville that he introduced the bill to repeal the mandatory helmet law. The bill failed. Russ Bogh voted to repeal the helmet law. John Benoit voted to keep it.
To continue it, and it was the Longville bill, AB 1200. Right. So these are things to keep in mind as you ride your bike around. And you might like the feeling of freedom, or you might just like the idea of making your own choices again. If you're a motorcyclist, you're already an independent person. And if you're a veteran, keep in mind you went and fought for these rights. And to make a little pitch for Beta California, this is basically what we do in finding candidates that are friendly to our particular issues that are unique to motorcycling. And then we support them and do the best we can to get them elected. So if you're a rider and you're not an ABATE member, you need to change that and remedy that situation as soon as possible. And then in this election cycle, we really need to get some victories up there, because Sacramento is on the crust of changing. And it can either change for the better for the motorcyclist, or it can change for a lot worse. And believe me, it can go a lot worse. Well, everything we've screamed about has happened. Dick Floyd not only got the helmet law passed, but he did introduce legislation to keep you from riding 2 up. Can you imagine how happy your wife's going to be when you have to leave her home? And it's not to say it won't happen again. Many of the same players that are around in the days of when the helmet law came into effect are about to return at other statewide offices. It's important for your future and the future of the lifestyle you love that you start doing something about it, and at least support those that are willing to give their time for your freedom, such as the handlebar height bill. Russ supported that, and I actually am the one that started pushing it. So we got that changed. We can affect change, but we have to do something to affect it. Is there anything else you'd like to say in closing to our audience, Evan?
No. I mean, I really like to just say, come on out. If these issues that Ray and I have talked about are important to you, please contact our campaign, see what you can do to help. The website is www.russbogh.com. But the campaign phone number, 951-817-1078. Come on out. We can use phone bankers. We use precinct walkers, putting signs up. We need all the help we can get, and this is a really important election.
Participate in your republic. Thank you.